made me want to become a musician is probably the question. Jazz was something that I grew up listening to, but I really wanted to be a musician before anything, a study of a jazz musician. You know, a jazz was something that's all what was in the house, and that's what was always being planned, you know, at the time when I was growing up. So I really never knew about, per se, being a jazz musician, but more of a musician. So, but, you know, it was rough growing up on the West Side, trying to play music, because, you know, if anybody dragging a horn home every day, you a geek. You know what I'm saying? That's geeky, you know, but so you had to fight, overcome all of that and still try to practice, and that was geeky too, because, you know, everybody was outside playing ball, riding their bikes, getting in trouble, you know, gang bang, whatever, and I was like carrying a trumpet, so that was totally geeky. So then when I came outside, I had to try to fit in, you know, after I do my little practicing, and then I still had to go outside and fit in. And it was like living in two worlds, man. It was kind of rough. So, you know, college is when I really started playing a whole lot, you know. Actually, I worked with Bernie Mac, and he had an HBO special called Midnight Mac. I worked with Bernie. Actually, I worked with Bernie before that, worked in the Cotton Club for 5 years. And we had a group there called the Jazz Friends. That's where I met Bernie. And then Bernie took us on, actually the first big crowd I ever played in front of was with Bernie. And we did the Paramount Theater in New York. We played in front of like 10,000 people. That was the first time I was ever on the stage with that many. That was a trip. And we worked with Ronnie Law, Shaka Khan, Sheila E., Brownstone, Brian McKnight. You can go on and on, man. Sugar Blue, you know. So that was pretty cool. Everybody know the players, you know, Ohio.
From the album covers.
That's right. Everybody, that's what everybody bought them, but they had some funky music, man. And I toured with the Ohio players for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And that was a good experience. Meeting all those cats, the original cats, and the new cats that's in there too. Been in there like 13, 14 years, but Diamond them been around, you know, forever. I mean, they not ancient. they cool. Diamond is crazy. But that's really touring with a funk, serious funk band like that. Old school funk was like dream come true, because, you know, you never think you'd end up playing with the Wild Players. I used to listen to them and had groups and played all their stuff, you know, so to actually play it with them was kind of an honor. That was an honor, you know. Liquid Soul, actually, I did a jam session and out north at this club called the Elbow Room. And I met Mars, and a friend of mine, Frankie Hill, actually brought me out there, a keyboard player. And he said, come do this jam session. I did a jam session one night. It was cool. We did a jam session. He said, come next Sunday. Did it next Sunday. He said, come again. You know, I'm like, hey, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come out here every Sunday and do a jam session. Because, you know, I was working a job then, full time. But I did it, and they paid me. So I said, you know, I think I can come out here every Sunday now, you know. So it turned out to be pretty cool, you know. So the jam session turned into me being with Liquid Soul now for 5 years. I got my own CD out, Cool Work, and that's doing pretty good. A lot of original tunes, one remake on there about the stylistics, People Make the World Go Round, and it's pretty funky arrangement of People Make the World Go Round. So actually, my first inspiration for playing the trumpet was, believe it or not, I used to watch The Tonight Show, and Doc Severinsen used to have all the acts. So I watched him. I even saw Louis Armstrong on there one time, so that was cool. And then I grew up listening to Freddie Hubbard a lot, Blue Mitchell, Miles Davis. Anybody that had a trumpet in their hand, I was interested in it. So yeah, the main thing is you're not gonna get nowhere if you don't practice, and if you don't really be out there to pursue your music career. If you can procrastinate forever. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, you know, I'm gonna get it together. But if you're not out actually pursuing it, going to jam sessions, actually getting embarrassed, you know, and then learning from your embarrassment, because that didn't happen to me. You know, I went on sets and got embarrassed. I went on when I was 17. I thought I was really good, maybe 16. I went to Vine Freeman, and I thought they started playing some changes on me that was so heavy, my ear wasn't ready for it. And Vine just came up, put his hand on my shoulder, and that meant get off the stage. So, I mean, he was real cool about it. And I seen Vine Freeman recently, and I sit in with him, and he was like, I know you, because that was, you know, many years ago. And just to see him again, and he said, man, you came a long way. But that came from that moment, you know. I said, hey, I really want to play. I don't want nobody to come up and stop me from blowing no more, you know. I want people to encourage me to keep blowing. So I got it together, and you know, I'm not going to say I'm on top of my game all the way right now, because you're never as good as you probably can be the next day, you know, so you still have to practice.